Welcome back, friends. This is Professor Nilesh Kade. This is the video lecture series of GST registration. In previous video, we have learned about the procedure of registration, section 25 of CGST Act. Now, in this video lecture series, we are going to learn about section 26 and section 27. So, section 26 deals with deemed registration under GST. Now, what do you mean by deemed registration? Once the grant of registration or issuance of the unique identity number UIN to a person or applicant under the GST Act shall to be deemed to be granted or rejected within 30 days, either case may be. Registration in CGST Act will be deemed that registration taken in SGST and IGST Acts. I have only read this. Please understand one simple meaning of this. It means the second point, if you have taken registration under CGST Act, it will be assumed that registration is taken in SGST and IGST as well. Right? This is written in CGST Act because it is CGST Act. How can it speak about SGST and IGST? Right? But if you refer to SGST Act, SGST of any respective state, if you refer to SGST Act, there section 26 says that registration in SGST Act will be deemed that registration taken into CGST and IGST Act. Understanding? So it means that you have to take either registration under CGST or SGST. This is where you are going to get the registration, and that will be deemed that will be assumed that you have taken registration in other two acts. Right? Sir, what about UTGST? UTGST is just replacement of SGST. All other things are same. Right? So if you have taken registration in Union Territory UTGST, then it shall be deemed that you have taken registration in CGST as well as IGST. Right? So this is what you have to understand from section 26 over. This is section 26 and it is finished. Right? So the next section is section 27, GST registration for casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person. Right? In short, we call them as CTP and non-resident taxable person as NRTP. First, let us understand about CTP. Casual taxable person, CTP, means a person who supplies taxable goods or services occasionally. This word is very important in this. Occasionally in a taxable territory where he does not have fixed place of business. Right? Suppose I stay in Karnataka and I want to do a 5-day business in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Then for 5 days, why should I take registration, normal registration in GST? There I will take registration as casual taxable person in Maharashtra. Hope you are understanding. Now a CTP has to obtain temporary registration which is valid for a maximum period of 90 days. So if I want to start if I want to make that business of 5 days in the month of let us suppose February. Now within 90 days only I will have to take this registration in Maharashtra as CTP. Right? In the state from where he seeks to apply as a casual taxable person. Right? This is, if I want to make business in Maharashtra as a casual taxable person, I will take registration as casual taxable person within a maximum period of 90 days. Right? A CTP is required to make advance deposit of GST because you are doing taxable business. You are collecting GST, and therefore advance deposit of GST has to be given based on an estimation of tax liability. Suppose if I think I will do the business of 2 lakh rupees. Now on 2 lakh rupee, how much GST I may collect from the people? That much estimation I will have to make by me personally, and I will have to pay this advance tax to the GST officer. Right? Not only to officer, you can pay this GST online as well. Right? So a casual taxable person, CTP, is not required to file an annual return as required by a normally registered taxpayer. So if you are a CTP, you should not file annual return because you may do business 5 days for 5 days in Mumbai, for 5 days in Indore, for 5 days in Delhi, for 5 days in Rohtak, for 5 days in Bangalore, right? So you need not file annual returns, but you will have to make GST payment according to the advance deposit as well, right? Then apply in form GST REG 11 before the end of validity of registration, right? So if you take registration as a casual taxable person, that will be valid for 90 days. Within these 90 days only you will have to do the business, right? The extension will be allowed only on deposit of additional tax liability for the extended period. If you want to do business for 2 more days, like you have already taken registration for 5 days, now you want to do business for 2 more days, then additional tax liability you will have to pay, right? So that is what you have to pay as a deposit, not as a liability, right? This is what you have to understand. Now GST registration for NRTP, that is non-resident taxable person, section 27 only, right? A non-resident taxable person is any person who occasionally, again this word is very important, occasionally undertakes transactions involving the supply of goods or services, or both, whether as principal or agent or in any other capacity, but who has no fixed place of business or residence in India. This is why NRTP and CTP both have been clubbed into one section, because all other things same, provisions are same for casual taxable person as well as NRTP, non-resident taxable person, right? Every person who makes a supply from territorial waters of India shall obtain registration in the coastal state or union territory where the nearest point of appropriate baseline is located. See, one of the videos in our lecture series, we have spoken about the baseline and coastal area and high sea, high tide, all those things we have discussed. Now this is what you have to understand. Wherever you are doing the business, to the nearest point or to the nearest state, you will have to take the registration, right? Now what is the date of commencement of business? From that you have 5 days limit for the last date to take the registration, right? Now validity of registration is for 90 days from the effective date of registration certificate, right? And for the period specified in registration certificate, if whatever is the date, whichever is earlier, we have to consider, right? Such 90 days period can be extended by the proper officer on the request of the said taxable person, but maximum up to 90 days. 90 days you have already taken, right? But it can also be extended to next 90 days, only up to 90 days, right? Who will do this? Proper officer, and upon the request. And how to do the request? We have to again do that online, right? So this is all about your section 27, casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person. See you in next video.